Hey, I'm Marcus and I'm playing Crusader Kings 3 in Croatia. This is a new campaign. I'm starting this as I have somewhat finished my last campaign in Korea. And since I asked for where I should play and people said Croatia, because apparently that's not a very popular thing to do for YouTubers, I'm doing just that. And before I get into any details about what I'm playing here, just very quickly for those that are new to the channel, hello and welcome. What I do mainly is role-playing, so you won't see much conquering going on, that kind of stuff, right? Not trying to cheese the mechanics as well. I do try to play the characters according to their traits and what I believe is historical realism. That might be a very, I don't know, subjective thing for some, right? For me as well, that is a very subjective thing. But I try to at least go with what I know about medieval history and culture, which is, and we'll come back to this in a moment when it comes to South Slavic cultures here and Croatians and especially, is different, right? I am not well versed in the history of Croatia. I have to put that in front. I've just read a bunch of things, and there's not that many resources on the web, especially if you can't read the language. But we will get there, and I think I've found some kind of setups that help me explain what's going on in Croatia at the time, yeah, we'll just take it from there. Now, I am playing in Croatia, and as we do see, that is a kingdom at this point in time. We are playing in 1066. I was asked to play 867, and I get that. That would have been a time where the South Slavs first really emerge here and create these kingdoms. So that would be interesting. But the 867 start I do not like. I have to say that in front. It is, for me at least, mainly a fantasy game, because 99% of people are unaccounted for. That you will meet in the game, that especially counts for that region here. That does somehow apply to 1066 as well, so some of the people here are really not historical. We get to that in a moment, but most of them are actually, especially when it comes to the rulers. So that's fine. Yeah, so I don't like 867. That's my main thing. I'd like to do historical stuff, and I don't like it when it all just looks like a fantasy to me. Right. So, I am playing in Croatia again. We are a kingdom. I have translated the titles, and I hope they are somewhat correct. So, our king here, Krasimir, is a Kralj. Kralj. That is king. So, that's the Croatian for king at that point in time. Anyway. Earlier, it would have been Knez. But that just roughly translates to Lord, right? When you look at the title at that point, earlier it would have been used for kings. But he's the Kralj, and the Kralj here does have one ban, and that is the ducal tier level. We have Ban Zvonimir here, and below that we have Župani. There we go. Have a Župan here. He is somewhat of a count there. Right. That's the kind of setup, and I just did it for flavor, right? So we can have a little bit more immersion in Croatian culture at the time. Now, I did make a few changes to how the kingdom works and how the individual counties work. That also accounts for Duklja down here. And the main thing that I've changed is that we are not a feudal realm. We are, in fact, an administrative realm. So somewhat molded after what the Byzantines are doing here. And that largely reflects two influences. One would be Byzantine or the remnants of Roman culture here at the Adriatic coast. And the other would be the influence of the Franks that would have happened in the 9th century. And both of these influences were largely administrative, right? There was no feudalism at that point in time, which is also why I don't like the 867 start. So all of these kingdoms that you have there in Western Europe should all be administrative, in my point of view. Anyways, but I think that fits with the historical situation here. So we largely have this system where you have the king on top, and then you have these Župani down below, and they are very much dependent on the king and the king's favor. They were installed, right? They did not inherit their positions. They were rather installed in their positions, and yeah, that's why I choose administrative. That is actually what I found was kind of historical for Croatia at that time. The second change that I made was cultural. I did install the Culture Expanded mod and brought that one back. That luckily, because I think they just updated this about some days ago. So thanks a lot, guys. And just looking on the culture map, we can see that not all is Croatian in Croatia. And that has a reason. Now, in the north here, we have Slavonian, and that would be like kind of the border culture between Hungarian and Croatian. A bit more traditional when it comes to the South Slavic heritage that both Slavonian and Croatian, and I think also Serbian have. And Slovene, I think, too. And then we have Croatian down here. And then we have Dalmatian at the coast. And I expanded that. In the Culture Expanded mod, you would just have, I think, these islands up here and then down here. The whole coast, I think, could be named Dalmatian. And this culture is really like the remnants of the Roman presence here. Which I guess you can tell like why does that happen. If you look at the map here, you would see that here we have this kind of mainland around Zagreb. Here there's this kind of like very fertile land and this kind of plains. Then we have this very hilly land, which is very, very beautiful if you visit that nowadays, right? Especially in Croatia and Bosnia, they have these very large natural park resorts. What are they called? I'll forget about it now. And then you have this very like crass distinction when it comes towards the coast. As you can see here, there's this large ridge of mountains here. There you go. And then there is the coastal area. And the coastal area here would have been consisting of towns and cities that would still have, to some degree, their Roman setup. And the rulers would then be Croatian, like we are playing a Croatian guy. I'm coming to him in a second. But the populace would still largely be influenced by this late Roman culture, Dalmatian culture. They would speak a Romance language, so distinct. And that is the setup on a cultural level. Yeah, by the way, Duclia here, governor is obviously not a very good title for him to have here. It would be like prince. I think in Duclia they're princes. But at least we get to have an administrative system here as well. Yeah, let's maybe talk about religion, because that is a thing here as well. As you do see, there is something happening. We have three religions that obviously are somewhat similar, but especially when it comes to the political side, they are indeed not. The Great Schism, right, of 1054 is just 12 years ago. And that was when like the Eastern Roman Church and the Catholic Church really split. And it's like, okay, we can't recognize each other because we have a pope here. and the emperor's like, no, we have a patriarch, and I'm able to instate the patriarch and so on. So that did not work out. And as we do see here, the Croatians are more leaning towards the Latin world, both culturally and for religion in that matter. I think you probably, like, nowadays it's very well known that Croats are like very fervor Catholics, and that would be based on this historical evidence here. Then we have this religion here that we call Christiani, and they would be the remnants of the first Christians that were South Slavs, right, Southern Slavs. And Christiani here would then be, at this point here, kind of a relic. So a Christian religion that remained. And while it is Christian, it has that in its name, it works differently. I think they have different ideas about like who is the what's the relationship of God and Jesus and so on. Like is it like father and son, or is it indeed the same person? Where we know that Catholicism has this Holy Trinity, right? Where there is father and son, but at the same time they are also the same entity. So yeah, that's a bit weird theologically. Anyways, I think they don't have that. I think there's more of a distinction there. Could be similar, I think, to... Do we have them here, by the way? Bogomilists. I don't think we have them, right? Vidinists. That's a shame. Bogomilists would come close. So early Christian religion within South Slavic communities. Here is Christiani. And then, of course, we have the Eastern Roman Church, Orthodox Christianity also represented, mainly in the Serbian lands here. I made a little kind of distinction between Serbs and Croatians when it comes to what they wear. In vanilla CK3, the Croatians would wear like normal Western European clothing, and I thought that was a bit, that I would like them to be distinct, because they are in a very distinct situation here. So I modded this slightly and gave them the South Slavic attire as well as the Serbs, but then what can't be taken from South Slavic attire will be Western in Croatian and Eastern Roman in terms of Serbs, right? So that's the kind of distinction that I made there. I think it actually looks very beautiful, right? The attires that we have for South Slavs. So that's a cool thing. Okay, so that's culture and religion. I did talk about politics, but more on a systematic level. Let's maybe talk about people. We have Kralj Krezimir here. I don't think the moniker here is what he was called. Like, if that moniker was attached to him in real world as well. But Krezimir here is of the Trpimirović dynasty, and they would have been the kings at this point for like almost 200 years. And the only family inside of Croatia that could really hold that position, right? We have another prominent Trpimirović here in Zvonimir, and I think in our world, he was a king afterwards, because there was a little bit of a succession crisis that's already starting here, because as we can see that Krezimir only has a little sickly daughter. And then below that we have some families or dynasties that are already accounted for in a later period, like the Subic, for example. They would be one of these so-called 12 tribes of Croatians that were accounted for in a historical document in the early 12th century. So that is somewhat historical. Then we have Župan Petar here. Svacic, it's sometimes a Snacic in the sources, so it might be either way. And he would become much later a contender for the kingdom as well, so he's a historical character. I'm not sure about Dobroslav here, because he's actually Serbian. I don't know why the game placed him here, when he is actually of the, as we do see, that is the former Dukliani, that is the former ruling dynasty of Duklia. So, not sure why he's here, but he is. And there's an even weirder thing happening. Really, really weird. Like, I did not do this. That's the game doing that. And here in the Župania of Jesus Christ, Vrabosna, we have Domenico. Like his children, Domenico Morosini. Like, what's an Italian person like doing in the Bosnian hinterland? And you would be right in asking that, and I don't have a clue either. He, in real life, right, in our world, would have been a Venetian doge at some point. So that's Venice, Vrabosna. That is not the same, right? We can agree on that. So I'm not really sure why he's here. There is a theory that I have, and that is, if you look at Krasimir here, his mother is a Morosini. And, I mean, that's also historically wrong, even when it goes to, like, wrong history. So there's this legend, right, that the king at that point, or a Krasimir at least, would have grown up in Venice and then have married a daughter of the Doge at the time, but that was not the Morosini, by the way. Anyways, I guess that's ahistorical. There's probably a confusion with another Krasimir happening. But yeah, okay, so Crusader Kings 3 has picked that one up. So his mother here is a Morosini, and I guess if we go from him to there, okay, yeah. So her nephew then is Domenico, and maybe that was a kind of gift. I don't know. Sounds more like a punishment to me, actually. But he was put in that position here for some reason. So we will, I don't know, probably never know why, but we'll just accept that as a historical reality in this alternate universe. Okay, we talked about Trpimirović, we talked about the other characters here, so maybe it's time to meet our character. And this guy here is Župan Pravanek of the Gusic family. That is a person that is historically accounted for at the time. And I had to create him, actually. He was not in the game. So that is a custom start here. I took lands from the other person that was ruling here. That was of the Subic family. Right, them here. So I guess that's fine. Even though that's too much land for him in a historical sense. Then again, the counties are in Crusader Kings 3 are much larger than the individual Župani would have been in the Croatian kingdom. Well, much smaller. Like the Gusic are said to emerge from somewhere around here. There's the city of Biograd. And then around this region, really, back into the hinterland. We do have the Župania of Knin. And Knin is somewhat of a historical kingly seat of the Croatian kingdom. So I think the king should rather reside here than there. I've also changed the little coat of arms here for Knin and Zadar, and that's where the crown comes from, right? So they have this little like sheep here, and then they have a crown in there, and that's because of that was an ancient kingly seat. We have Zadar, and that kind of comes closer to where the Gusic really were. Also changed their little coat of arms here to match what it's in reality. don't know if that would have been true at the time, as there's like little evidence for anything really. We are sitting here on the Dalmatian coast, and we are a Croatian man, but we are ruling largely over Dalmatian people, and that would have been historical reality. So he is 42, as we can see. I molded him, or I created him. Like this time, I didn't choose a standard character, so I had to create him from scratch. I chose the traits that I think would have made him a suitable administrator, because that would have been what the king was looking for in a Župan, and that's why he was chosen. So he has the just trait, right? Strong sense of justice, okay, of order as well, right? That's his thing. Then he is cynical, and in the usual sense, that is associated with religion, as you see here. Again, less piety because of that, and so on. But I would like to interpret this more on a personal level. Like, he has no illusions about anything, really. He knows where he is, what he is, and what he's going to do. He has no real ambition beyond that. He does not believe in idealism and whatever comes with that. So that's his cynicism, really, in a nutshell. He is forgiving. And forgiving, yes, also in a Christian sense, but I will play that as he is someone who is quick to move on. Like, when shit happens, he's like, okay, yeah, let's go again. Not going to dwell on that for too long. And then from the, I think, immersive personalities mod, which I like very much, we have this personality trait here. He is pragmatic, right? And that really, for me, sums up all the other traits here, right? There we go. Practical mindset, judges actions by their tangible outcomes. He believes success is the only meaningful metric and will pursue a sensible course without allowing sentiment to stand in the way. So that is Pravanek here for you in a nutshell. He is a fortune builder, not a thrifty clerk, a fortune builder. So that would reflect his administrative stance. He is actually an administrator. I did not choose this. That's what the game said he was. Yeah, I guess what I should do is go into duty focus and then pick the whole tree here. So he already is an administrator, but I still have to get all the perks. How that is supposed to work. But there we go. Now we are officially an administrator. There we go. Right, to organize, administrate, and raise efficiency. That's what Pravanek does. He's a logistician, so that's his like commander trait. He's not a very good commander. He would command if that is what he needs to do. And again, that comes with the administrative system here. We don't actually have any men-at-arms. I usually do this via game rules and set it down, so we would have had, I think, 2, but now it's just 0. So there we go. And that is actually quite realistic historically. We would only have levies. That's just what we have. We also don't have knights or whatever. That is not a concept, really. The Županias were not... militaristic unities. Unities? Anyway, they would not have been these realms here that would focus on military. In fact, they were just administrative. And that is why Croatia, in the future, that would have been then the 12th century, would lean towards feudalism and adopt that in order to be able to defend themselves properly. Because right now, we're sitting on the coast here, and we would say, oh, there's the Adriatic Sea, so trade and all of these things, everything is great. And no, it's not. We are in a, like, the sea is not our friend from our point of view. It's really not our friend. Because it invites Venetians, and they would just take from us. They would either come and bribe these cities down here to defect, or we would have like Byzantines who would come up here and claim the land as theirs. They also had, and that's quite interesting, like Arab pirates. And you think, what? Arab pirates? Yes, apparently that is the case. So we would have pirates that come from here, or rather here, I guess, and then raid these coastlines here in order to gain riches and slaves and so on. So yeah, we are in a precarious situation. Don't have much armies. We just have these levies here, and we have to make do with that. He is a comfort eater. That's the trait I chose to say, okay, how does he actually... well, he can do all these things, but he does need to have some kind of emotional retreat. And in his case, that's eating. So that's why I kind of put the weight up as well. For him here at the start. That's what he does. Whenever he gets stressed, or maybe in general, right? He likes to have a little snack. Not gluttonous in that sense, just someone who overeats when he's stressed. He is intelligent, and here you can see that I've installed another mod. I'm still not too sure if I like it or not, but I would like to play with it a little and see how that works out. So this mod reworks all of the congenital traits, and as you do see, makes them somewhat more individualized. Wait a second. My throat. Anyways, so as we do see here, there are these three paths, basically. Adaptability, focus, and memory. And you do see that we are very good in focus. That is our main thing. I think that's reflected in that paragraph here. Each action he takes reflects thoughtfulness and exacting care. Mistakes in Pravanik work are rare enough that people remark on them when they appear. Right? He is someone that the king would trust to govern. Right, the only problem that we have, and that we can see, is that we don't have a spouse. We don't have any progeny, and that is obviously not very good. Now, we are administrative, but that does not mean we have an estate. That's fine, really. We should not have the complete administrative system that, Byzantium has, because that would have not worked that way. We are just simply the Župan. Like, we are not like the kind of semi-royal family here. We do get some of the things, at least, that an administrative government has. We can promote ourselves, of course. We can find appointment. The noble family right now is, of course, House Trpimirović. And there's not even like any other families down here. Maybe that will happen over time. As we do see, there's only one province really assigned. That is the Banovina of Slavonia. Because that is the, duchy tier that is actually given to someone else. As we do see, the king has these Banovinas here, Dalmatia and Croatia. And we will, I guess, hope to get Dalmatia at some point. That's something to work towards. Let's see. How are we when it comes to... Oh, well, I guess we're in 4th position. That's not that bad. The Italian is in front of us, as is the princess and Župan Stepan. All right. I guess we just have to overtake them, and then still the king would need to give it to us. So I don't know how that happens, if he has to die for that, maybe. But we can influence our candidacy and so on. So these mechanics are in place. What I need to do, first of all, is for him to find a wife. I think he needs to have children at some point. I did make him a bit older. And again, that was reflective of who would be in such a position here. Like, these were very important cities and regions, right? Knin is very important as a former kingly seat. Zadar is very important for its trade routes and so on. So we would need, the king would have needed someone that's experienced, and that's where Pravanik comes into play. All right, Let's just quickly find a spouse for him. Now, what I should do actually here is to say that we are not looking for lowborn candidates. That is not what we're looking for. But these would be like minor nobles, and that's totally fine. There's not that much dynastic marrying happening around here because there really aren't dynasties in that sense, apart from the Trpimirović. So let's have a look. I mean, of course, someone that has the intelligent trait as well. That would be quite nice. She's also at our court directly. Okay. Imperious. There you go. Unshakable sense of her own authority. Bearing commands submission, and she will not suffer any challenge to what she believes is a natural right to rule. Is also sadistic. Okay. And diligent. And arbitrary. Alright. But stat-wise quite nice. Also at our court. I guess it would go by merit and say, okay, she could be someone that if should we be absent, she could definitely take over the rudder and then govern for a while. I guess that's really my pick. Could marry someone Venetian. No, it should definitely be someone Croatian. Definitely. And I think I'll just go with it. There we go. We propose that. Yeah, we lose some prestige because the game is saying that she is like beneath us. That's fine. I guess we do have enough prestige here, so that's fine. Yeah, and we send that proposal. There we go. There she is. Good stuff. Let's take a look into our the people that we have at our court and around here. And I already had a look, and it's dire. So we have two kneses, and a knez, like I said before. Initially, that would have been a title for a king. In that period, it's more just like saying a local lord, a ruler of some kind. So I chose that instead of mayor. And we do have a mayor of that is Bribir, I think, and that one here is Knin. Yeah, and that's the two of them here. That is Nikifor of Knin, an elegant man. That's good for him, I guess, but also lazy AF, a conscientious scribe, so he doesn't learn anything really. How he came into that position, we do not know. The only thing that we do know is that we can't really take that away from him at that point. Oh, we can revoke the appointment. I think I will not do that at this point because that would give myself too much authority. We would still kind of think that the king would need to be asked for this, right? So there we go. So we'll take them at this point. Okay. I guess our chancellor here is actually better in stewardship, and that's where we need him the most, or where we need our resources the most. So there we go. So maybe he will just do domestic affairs, do as little damage as possible. Yeah, I think the other guy is not better, even worse. There we go. Benedict of Bribir. Lazy as well, also boorish. Alright. Yeah, I guess he can stay in that spy master role here because once again that is like he can do the least damage in there. We do need someone who can fulfill the marshal role though, because that is quite he would actually be a better spy master, wouldn't he? But then again, I can't have a marshal with like 4 not 1, definitely not 1, because then we would get some penalties, right? They would do stupid things, and then we get some horrible effects from that. So I think what I will do at this point is just fire him. There you go. Don't need him. Yeah, I think that should be it for now. Now let's take a look at our court in general. We are. There's our steward. Yes. Right. That is whom we just took that away from. Yeah, he's not that pissed, so it's fine. We can keep him around and then see if we can give him another position. Do have some more women at our court. Dragoslava here, and Gordana, and Rijeka. And wow, she is a brilliant strategist, and also witless. Okay, I like that in that sense here. She's not. There isn't only negative effects to this. I think that's quite a nice thing. Like, she would have some stress loss here, I guess. Dumb people just don't get stressed that much because they don't reflect too much, so that's fine. She is mainly scattered, right? So thoughts flee the moment she reaches for them, skittering from topic to topic before any meaning can take shape. A little bit absent-mindedly, a bit rigid in her thinking, so a bit inflexible. But that's fine. That's okay for me. Still, because of her brilliant strategist trait, should keep her around, I think. I think the game gives you penalties if she would have wards, then they probably don't learn as well, I think. Because the opposite is true. Like, if you have the intelligent trait, then your wards will have better outcomes. And she's only 13, so there we go. I guess what we could do is already see that we get some kind of dynastic thing going on at our court. Theodore here is, of course, homosexual. Maybe just for anyone that's new, that is obviously a kind of modern assignment, and that is made for a modern player to kind of, see what's going on. At that point in time, you would have no conception about what it means to be homosexual. You'll probably find that you are, as a man, drawn to other men, and you find some of them attractive and so on. And you might think, like, why is everyone else so crazy about women? I don't get it. But you would still participate in all of these things, right? That you would do as a man. So trying to marry, trying to have a family, and these things. Only that it's probably not that great for you. Like, you don't find any pleasure in that. Maybe in like, having your children grown up and educating your children, that kind of stuff. Maybe that's your refuge then. But the whole lovemaking thing, that's not your thing, really. That being said, marriages in general, at that point and up until really the 19th century, were seen as, or really are, more of an economical union, like not a kind of romance, love thing, and so on. So you would marry someone in order to build a family, an economic union, and manage your household and these kind of things. So that would be the first concern. So you look for someone that's able to do that with you. And I mean, obviously, still you would be attracted to pretty people, but there we go. Long story cut short, I think he would marry at our court, and he's intelligent. He could get together with the witless one, and then maybe they have okay children. Don't know if it works that way. He is trusting, diligent, and compassionate. Do we have some people here that match that somehow? I don't even think that's the case, right? He's playful, she's fastidious. That does not work well together. She's even malicious. Jesus Christ. Malicious, witless person who's also a brilliant strategist for some reason. Jesus Christ. Should he really in that case? Maybe he's like someone who also would say, no, I don't terribly need to do that. I'm happy in the position that I am in. Maybe we'll have a look later and see if there could be some court marriages and so on. I could actually look for characters I could invite, and as you do see, I can. There's that guy here, at least. That would be somewhat suitable for a martial role. There you go, Ludovic. I think he's from around here. Yep. So I guess we could invite him to court. There we go. Then let's see who else is in here. Quite some talented people. Nah, not even Pisa, but his stewardship is quite good. She is Jesus Christ. Okay, lustful and sadistic. So there's your dominatrix there. She is comely. And Koloman here is a very virtuous person. And not much else. So I guess, I don't know. We don't need these people terribly. So that's about that. I could have a look into whom we could put in these positions here. As you do see, okay, none of these really should be a personal physician. That's fine then. Yeah, tutor position could be something that we could assign. Wet nurse, we don't have any children here, so that doesn't make sense. Let's see, that will just evolve, I guess. We could customize the family, right? So we could already give him parents, siblings, maybe even have children for the two of them. But no, that would be just too much right now. I could establish house traditions, but I'm not going to do that because his house is not established. There we go. Oh yeah, I have the Canalitas mod installed once again. Yay! And that means we can freely copulate with our wife. And I guess that's something I would do, or that he would do, for pragmatic reasons. So, there we go. Right. Yeah, by the way, that text down here is always a bit naughty, so never mind. I find my wife reclining on a sofa in my private chambers. I don't think they would have a sofa. Maybe some kind of divan. She greets me courteously with a ringing voice. She's respectful, okay. While I look at her indifferently, trying to gather my strength. Okay, he's reserved. Oh no, wonderful. So, it is more of a duty for the both of them. That's fine. That is totally fine. He's heterosexual, right? Okay. So he just is not very much into her, which is fine, I guess. I guess we could start, right? Maybe let's just do some quick things. We want to notify when there's a tournament. We want to be notified when we can petition our Kralj. We want to be notified if oh, that's fine. That's fine now. The rest. That being said, we can actually go and petition the Kralj. Maybe that's something we could already do. Cost us some influence. We can ask for gold or a court position. And I think we would like a court position very much. Let's say, hey, we can actually be an administrator for the whole realm and then be the steward here. So yeah, I guess that's what we do. Have to go into the mountains. That's apparently not that much of a good thing for us. Could put her in that position. And again, I usually pick men for that role, just historically. Or like a woman that really, really has some kind of authority to her. Yeah, I guess he is diligent. He does his due diligence when it comes to that, so he would hire a mountaineer, I guess. There we go. Well, it costs us some treasury, but I guess we can... There you go. Put some treasury from our own coffers there. So let's start traveling, I think. So there we are. And we start. Finally. We start at about 43 minutes in. Yeah, that's fine. I suppose we must. Yes. You do have to. Alright, yeah, okay. The messages are still popping up from the marriage here. On the night of our wedding, Dominika and I laughed and laughed as we made our way from the hall to our room, still bantering over a silly joke we came up together regarding the frivolities of the evening. When we got to the bedroom, however, her smile fell ever so slightly. She looks down to the floor and then back up at me, choosing her words carefully. We are married. I know what that means, she says, but I really only see you as a friend. Can we just carry on that way, apart from when we need to? And that's fine. I think he likes that very much. That's just his attitude as well. There we go. So we befriend our wife. That's a nice thing. So, there we go. I'm escorted into Kralj Krasimir's throne room, where he beckons for me to approach and address him. He sits in silence for several moments as he mulls my petition over. Eventually he addresses me. You speak well, but if I'm to agree to your request, I will need something in return. Surely you see it would benefit both of us if we come to an arrangement? Yeah, he wants a favor. Okay. Oh, what would we become, actually? We would become the master of the horse. Oh, is that what we wanted? To be the master of the horse? For a week, favor, hook, I guess that's not that bad. Not really sure in that administrative system what that would give him the option to, because we don't have a feudal contract. Right? There's I guess, modify, you don't hold a province, there we go. Ask for governorship. Ask for councils. I don't think he can actually do much with a hook that he has on me. But yeah, okay, maybe we say that's fine. Master of the horse is good too. There we go, I'm the master of the horse. Do I already have a position on the council? No. So why couldn't I be steward? Why? Do we already have our man? Yes, Ludovic has arrived. So there we go. Ludovic is marshal. And yeah, I raise his sword. There he goes. I guess we could invest into development. That would be more of a pragmatic thing to do. And there we go. Did that before the winter. Always good to travel before the winter comes. And we are back home. Alright, we visited the Saint Donatus of Zadar. So that is... Whoop. No. Why? I guess... I should have waited, really, right? I should have waited when I recruited him. And after I recruited him, I should have done the traveling part. Because what now happened was I tried to recruit him, but then I did the traveling, and then he was recruited into the travel entourage as this kind of mountaineer man. And travel entourage, temporary travel entourage always leaves you after that, so that's well done. Well done! I guess that happens. I can make love to my wife again. Maybe I don't need to do that now. We'll see if she gets pregnant. Like, he would not do that much if it wasn't for creating progeny. Like, not because he actually kind of really wants to. Alright, okay, so what do we do? What is our status? We have Zadar. By the way, yeah, I have the cultural diversity. No, that's not what the mod is called. I'll look it up at some point. So we do have different cultures here, and we can see that the Dalmatian culture is at 70%, but Croatian is at 15%, right? So there are definitely Croatians around. Just the majority of people consider themselves to be Dalmatian. I think that's very similar in Knin. Also do have different faiths, like Orthodoxy and Christiani are also present. That makes sense, but mainly people are Catholic. That's good. That's all fine. That's all we want, actually. It's November. If she was pregnant, would we know by now? I think we only know that like 2 months in. Yeah. Waiting. I guess he could try that again then. It's just to drive that point home. Oh no, I can't! Unavailable 10th September. Okay, why does it show me that then? I can claim my liege's title now. I should not do that. Definitely not. Oh, there we go. Knez Benedict here of Bribia has taken a wife. Look at him, lazy and boorish and possessed. Like, how did he come into power? Oh yeah, okay. And he married someone his equal, who's witless. It was a modest affair, and after the wedding, the couple and their guests celebrated into the night. A little more than strangers. Okay. Do I plan a feast? Maybe it's something I would do. Not because I like him that much, but because I could just show myself as a benevolent ruler. So I guess that makes sense to me. Do I keep it a local affair, or do I invite the king as well? If I keep it a local affair, I would just like reduce dish complexity and so on, so we only have to pay 14 gold in the end. Yeah, but in that case we should not invite everyone else here. That would be a bit overkill. Nope, why can't I? There we go. So I would not invite the liege. I would not invite friendly adventurers or recently married dynasts. I would close family, friends, whatever. Yeah, maybe. Like, he is coming. I don't know why. Fellow vassals. Alright. Fellow vassals, there we go. And yeah, that would be it then. He doesn't even come to our feast. Because he lacks the energy to do that. Yeah, of course he does. Jesus effing Christ. Maybe if I make him the honorary guest, he would have... he needs to come over. He joins us because he has to. I don't have an extended family right now. Okay, but that's it. We just do a little feast for the people at our court and from around our little province here, Župani. And what do we do? I guess we would use that to maybe befriend someone. Maybe our bishop. Like, we could have better relations with our bishop. Maybe we just cozy up to him a little at the feast. So there we go. Little feast started. There we go. The servants run across the hall, bringing the final decorations. Some of the guests are yet to arrive, and I indulge myself with a delicious drink by the fire. Oh, I seem to have spotted some fresh quail already. Yes. I spot Lovro among the crowd, totally unaware of my plan to befriend him. That's not Lovro. Lovro is the bishop. Lovely time ahead of us, I'm sure. And should start soon. Could say that was a kind of belated Christmas feast. We are around there. As we do know, medieval Christmas was celebrated until the 6th of January. So that's where the 12 days of Christmas come from. The guests are gathered in the hall, lords and ladies from the near and far reaches of our realm. It's not that big. I've been craving for an occasion like this. Alright, welcome friends. All my friends. Oh, he's a bit reserved, is he? Oh, he's having fun. Oh yeah, okay. The wine. We cracked open the next barrel, it has gone bad. Oh, Jesus Christ. 50 gold just to fight thirst. He's like, yeah, I don't like this. I don't want to be cheap. At the same time, he is pragmatic, right? So that would not be a pragmatic decision here. Wasting so much gold for a meager outcome. So I think he's swallowing this down and said, okay, which I think means we have we are hosting a feast and we made +1 gold on the feast. Good stuff. Dwindling down, I find myself deep in conversation with my respectful Chancellor, Knez Nikifor. He inquires about my opinion on lawmaking, a subject he is deeply interested in himself. Is he now? Is he interested in lawmaking, really? But I guess it's a subject that fascinates me as well. I don't want to give him the cold shoulder. So there we go. Yeah. Oh, and he's now my friend. Oh, look at him. Nikifor. It's taken much of the evening to get myself close to Lovro without making it feel forced. After all, the best friendships are natural, and I want him to think this is spontaneous. The man gently dabs at the corners of his mouth with a corner of soiled tablecloth, brushing away crumbs of flaky pastry. I just hope the next course is a bit lighter. he opines. The whole point of a feast is to provide a rich, varied culinary experience. So far, this has felt more like it's trying to stuff us than excite us. Yeah, okay. I guess I would take it here. I would not be offended by that. I'd be like, oh yeah, you know what, you're right. You're right. And that's like, oh yeah, you get me, right? And he's like, yeah, food. And he's, yeah, food. Yeah, food. So, there we go. As plate after plate of food is brought into the hall, an unmistakable smell reaches me, and I smile. That my cowardly courtier Slavic is sensitive to almond is something I sadly forgot to tell the cook. Why am I mean to that guy? I bid you all welcome, and I pray you will find the food to your liking. Nah. Like, he's not doing something nasty to that guy. Why would he? There you go. The feast is starting to draw to a close, and my visitors are surely expecting me to lavish a little attention on Knez Nikifor, our esteemed guest of honor. Traditionally, a complimentary toast and a deep drink of Cretan Muscat does the trick. Then again, all Nikifor did was turn up. This feast was my idea. Blah, blah, blah. No. We toast him. That was the plan at all, in the end, after all. So, oh, she didn't like it, okay. I guess he can't please everyone. Few candles survived, most of the guests have left. I see servants bringing gifts to my honored guest, Benedict of Bribia, and his spouse. I walk to them smiling. What a pleasure it was to have you with us, and may Saint Joseph bring good tidings upon you both. There you go. With that, I send them on their way. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. So yeah, that was a profitable feast. So yeah. Sounds like a bit of a Plavonic thing to do, right? So bring people over, then have them pay for their own food. So it's like, while still being this kind of, I don't know, amiable person. Yeah, okay. I should maybe look into this, because we are living at a coast, and that would mean that we are likely to have some kind of plague at some point. Limited administration. Oh, there we go. So that would mean that now we would have the chance to get rid of them. We could do that before. Yeah. But again, I want to play this more as it would be historically, and that would mean we are not in a very autocratic ruler here. We have to get along with everyone. While out on a leisurely stroll, the cry of a particular merchant stands out from the regular hustle and bustle of the street. Greetings, my lord. I have an exquisite assortment of wares if my lord has the coin. As I peer at the myriad of goods in the stall, I can hear Theodore murmur, the etchings on that piece must be real. Quite valuable, too. He glances at me with a triumphant smile. Oh, good, Theodore. You spotted something nice. That's actually quite realistic, right? So, Zadar here, as I said, major city here on the Adriatic coast on the eastern side. So, so we do have wandering merchants that come here, opt for the expensive trinket. Okay, you opt for the cheap trinket. I trust your expertise. Oh, he would even be better better than I, right? Do I trust his expertise? Maybe to show him, to give him a vote of confidence, right? There you go. Way! I have become the owner of the morsel of St. David. Goody. There we go. Nice. Right. Okay. Your decentralized realm law is no longer valid and was replaced by limited administration. Alright, yeah, okay. Titles can be revoked, vassals can be retracted. Rulers can change between available cultural tolerance laws and religious tolerance laws. Non-governor vassals cannot wage war against other vassals unless they use a hook on their liege. Alright. We are all administrative vassals now. I can collaborate with Mediterranean pirates. Okay, let's think about that for a moment. Like I said before, we are kind of prone to be attacked by pirates. So that would make sense. Capital gains a special building, the pirate. And alright, yeah, this will prevent other special buildings from appearing in that province. We do have a special building. Let me get back to that in a moment. So that's not ideal. Rulers who own counties with the pirate and have permanent access to all options in the decision to collaborate with pirates. Historical context. The line between an armed merchant and a pirate was often blurry. Simple looting was often not a viable long-term goal. Thus, historically, in many maritime regions, like the Indian Ocean, many elites often worked together with pirates for profit and gain, and to weaken mutual foes who were economic competitors. He would do this not to be a pirate himself. He would do this to secure his position here, so that pirates won't come and attack him. Maybe redirect him to Venice. Oh, it would have a pirate infestation, though. Oh. Okay, we're not doing that. That's Rice, by the way. Rice is back. Great stuff. You can also build a local Christian religious building. That is also a Rice option. And we could invite Norman settlers. I don't think I want to bring them in. Unless it is necessary. Like if we had to defend ourselves. Like let's say Venice is going to invade. In that case, I think we would call for help. Yeah, could do that. Oh, what's he doing? He is raiding. Oh, we are being raided. Okay. Well, he's also raiding. Not sure what's happening, but something is happening here. He has raised his army to be raiders, so I guess that's type. Okay, that's, not everything is actually defined. That's fine too. Maybe he's going to raid down here. Don't know if that's something that would actually have happened, but I guess I could do that too, right? Raise all armies as raiders. This kind of setup here where they say that. Where do we have that? Like he has these strike cavalry, and they are like South Slavic special men-at-arms. That's again more of a late medieval thing, I think. So they, not really historical. Oh no, not for that period in time anyway. Rijeka accidentally took the wrong medicine. It seems she confused two different concoctions she was supposed to take at different times and with different doses. One can only hope there are no significant negative side effects to this, alright? Yeah, why did you do that? Yeah, okay. We know why. Should we allow any of our courtiers to procreate? I mean, we would want Theodore to have a wife, right? Make little children. That being said, do we have the wife material here at court? Maybe Durda here when she grows up. Yeah, I guess they would be kind of considered old. I saw one of my servants yawning. Now I feel like yawning too. Ah, thank you. VIET events, always the best. I yawned. Nothing much is happening at the moment. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I don't necessarily want any of them here to have children. I guess I will do that. Right? So Theodore, maybe we can already arrange that here. So they'll come together in a marriage. I want that to happen. But everyone else here, not sure. Really not sure. Yeah, everyone's terrible still. Tutor. I mean, I could make him tutor. Maybe marry him to Gordana here because they are both little spies. Maybe they would like that. So give him some kind of opportunity to somewhat redeem himself. Yeah, okay, come on. Let's do that. Let's have him help us or maybe teach the court. There we go. And let's say he's allowed to marry too, and then marry Gordana. There you go. So then at least we, have it settled. War declaration restricted. There we go. Only governors with frontier and naval province administration can wage external wars. There we go. How do we get that? Frontier administration. It's a vassal contract. Okay. All right. That would be nice. Naval administration. How do I get that? I want that. Oh, I could ask for a council position, by the way. 350 influence. Okay. Alright. They may be little more than strangers, that's fine. Now go plot the downfall of someone that's not me. Alright, there he is coming back. He was just, not successful, I guess. A shadowy, mysterious woman. My heart nearly stopped when I saw Gordana lying face down on the ground, limbs and clothing sprawled at awkward, strange angles. I shouted for my guards to come over, fearing for the worst. We gently reached over to check whether Gordana was dead. To our surprise, she began stirring slightly. Before we could ask what was going on, however, she said, "Where is she?" Gordana said she saw a woman in dark, shadowy robes and approached her to ask who she was. Yet when she came closer, she felt a darkness overtake her, and she must have fainted. There is no one we know of who otherwise matches the description of the woman Gordana saw. No, right? Ooh, we have a mystery. Oh, mystery at court. A shadowy woman. Who could she be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Well, that's not the case. Should I actually promote myself? I think I could try that, right? That would be the diligent thing to do. Okay. No one wants to work with me. Oh no, my wife does. There we go. And, oh yeah. Look at her. Witless she may be, but when it comes to being a sycophant, she's the best. Alright? You do you. I also can have an intermediary and a proponent. That is the same option, really. Yeah. And I guess I should have someone in that position here, so that my chances go up. Maybe someone else to help as a socialite. Yeah, maybe Gordana, because there we go. She's available. Have the women at my court work, right? Have them do something. And I could have Župan Stjepan in here if I say I give him my prestigious good word. Yeah. Alright. Then at least it takes 3 months to the next phase, so yeah, we don't have to wait that long. I guess I could put Nikifor in here so he gets to do something, right? He's like, yeah, no, please don't. I don't want to do things. Like, yeah. You do. Right, okay, so he's walking around on our land. Does that? Oh, we do get a control loss. Control decline. Right. I guess we do get a control decline because of this situation now where we have the Dalmatian culture that is predominant. So we have tension. We do have tension. So we're going to see what that's... Oh, look at that. She is pregnant. That is great. We do need progeny. Right. So yeah, we have tension, and that results in a lack of control. So that's something to remind ourselves of. Should we have a seneschal then? Normally, again, I don't like to put women in that position. Maybe one of them can already be a wet nurse. I don't know. Who's she? She's new. I've not seen her before, I think. Drogoslava. Do we have actually any... No, there's no one left, really, right? Yeah. No one left to marry. Maybe I offer Nikki for someone. And I say, okay, you could marry too, Nikki for, you know? And he's like, do I have to? And he's like, yeah, come on. He needs Dragoslava here. Like, she's compassionate. She's also lazy. Look at the both of you. He does not like it. Because she's lowborn. Yeah, I guess. But I don't want Rijeka at his court, because I still need her to be a sycophant. I need that. She has the king's ear. Apparently. Still no one here that could be a marshal, right? I guess. The problem here is, right, you want to have a marshal, even if you don't have any other good positions here, but a marshal can do the train captains thing, and that can recruit people to court. So, then maybe you find someone better. That's also, like, very mechanical thing to say, right? Boo me! Oh, we do have a plague. The Apulian fever. That could become a problem. Like, especially if it reaches the sea, and I think by the time it reaches the sea, we are fair game. Let's have a look. Let's observe. Oh, free investiture. All right. Holy Trinity mod. So that means we can actually appoint our own bishop. And that would make sense, actually. That would make sense. You could offer him the role of marshal. Because he's better at that. He's terrible. Terrible at being a bishop. I could say Slavik can do that. Then he has something to do and he feels important. Even though he's also not the best at that. But he's better than Lovro. That's something we can definitely say. No, Theodore remains steward. That's his position. So, yeah, there we go. We appoint you as our bishop. And Lovro here, you get to do what you're best at. Yeah, see. Hold up your sword. Right, and now we have a bishop with a spouse. Isn't that cool? Which did happen at that point in time. A practice called simonia by the church. So, that was something the church went against, I think in the 12th or 13th century. But not at this point. The concern was not that priests were married per se. The concern was more that their priesthood would become inheritable, right? So that you would start to have dynasties of priests, and of course the church did not want that. Why is she no? Oh yeah, okay, she left. She left my cause. I needed you. Theodore, help me. You could be a sycophant now. Okay. I'll do my best. Until the has left us. She's like, I will find a court that values a dumb person like me. Yeah, that's going to take a while. How's the plague thing doing? Okay, it's going in the opposite direction. That's good. That is good. But you can see, like, as soon as it meets the sea, then it can go anywhere. Might go over here, and then we get it. Oh yeah, okay. It spreads more like upwards here to to the middle of Italy. Rome. Oh yeah, we have a wedding at court. I don't think I can do a feast. Yeah. I have to wait. So I will just congratulate the couple. See? A love story for the ages. That was me, right? I did that. Oh no, that's not actually the person I wanted him to marry. Oh, Jesus Christ, I already forgot that. No, he did not want to marry my courtier. Instead, he married another low-born woman. Yeah, I think, yeah, I can see it. She's like whipping him into shape, probably. That's a good thing. He's like, work! He's like, oh, okay. Okay, mistress. I will send a message to congratulate the couple. There you go. They are happy. Isn't that great? Don't know what she does. I don't know. The whipping sounds actually quite imaginable. Anything we can do here? Still don't have any other families that are considered noble. Oh, we have a daughter, Maria. Okay. Maria is a fine name. There we go. Would, of course, be good to have a son at some point. Maybe since she's available again. It's like, please, just let me heal up, okay? Didn't have any consequences from the birth, right? So I have this modern start where you would have some complications maybe and so on. So she seems to be fine, right? So we can make love too. There we go. Oh, look at them, and now they like it. I find my wife waiting for me. She breathes heavily, shaken with lust, and her beauty makes me tremble with desire. Oh, look at them. They love it now. They really love it. Oh. A prominent noble proposes a treaty with terms that are undeniably advantageous for the realm. However, accepting requires us to set aside certain long-held traditions, viewing them as obstacles to progress. My council is split. Some argue that clinging to the past will be our ruin, while others believe that abandoning our customs is a betrayal of our heritage. The envoy awaits my decision, making it clear that this favorable offer will not last. My instincts are to seize this opportunity. Traditions have their place, but they should not dictate the future of my realm. Yet the voices championing our heritage are loud and insistent. Both seem plausible to me. Obviously, he's pragmatic, so he would go with whatever he feels is best for the administration of his little realm. But at the same time, he does not want to, cause an affront with people here. That would give him some stress, obviously, because he would feel like he should definitely do something else. And that's like 50% something bad is happening, 50% something good is happening. Nope, he will not compromise the traditions. I think that's better. Anyways. Yeah, I can still collaborate with the pirates if I wanted to, but I guess I'm not going to do that then, in that case. I would only do that in order to negotiate with them to not raid us. If that's a thing. Yeah, I guess I could put that off for the time being as well. And I don't need to be reminded that I don't have a player area. Thank you. Oh, my arousal causes stress. Oh, no. Right. Ah, we do have someone else in here now. Another Cisalpine guy. I think there's a pattern here. I think we're not fans of that. Him installing his like kind of favorite Italian people. Oh yeah. She is pregnant again. Good stuff. That is what we expect from a good wife, I think. Oh, by the way, we do have the Saint Donatus of Zadar building. A magnificent round church constructed of white stone, glimmering with the sunlight over the Adriatic waves. It was inspired by the Palatine Chapel of Charlemagne's palace and is decorated by a beautiful golden mosaic. Okay. I guess I'll just take it and say, okay, that's apparently the case. What do I want to do? Turn payment into hooks. Get some more income or pay less. Both make sense to me. Maybe just roll the die on that one. This is like 1 to 3. This is 4 to 6. It's a 3, so we go into the avaricious path. So we are playing more in the direction of him being able to seize assets and use his province here to the maximum. I say province and realm all the time. It's a Župania, right? Župania! Aha! See? Now he can give us money. Because he's so thankful for what we've given him. There you go. Oh, he would have been the perfect husband, right? For our Rijeka. Ah. He married Dragoslava. Does that make any sense? Oh, well. Let's go ahead. There we go. Now everyone's married at our court. Isn't that nice? So, very nice. I guess we need to wait a little longer here. No, we just get... What do we get? 5.4% per phase. And 3 months per phase. Oh, oh, they could barely keep their hands off each other. Look at that. There we go. Bless the union. Good stuff. Yep, this is winter. Not sure, I don't think at the Adriatic coast here would have that like severe winters. But I could be mistaken. So if you are from the region, then tell me, please. Zvonimir. I guess if the king died... Yeah, okay, then Zvonimir would take over. That's actually quite realistic, right? So that we have this administrative system here and not the feudal kind of situation where she would have inherited. Oh, the wife is pregnant, though. Maybe they get a son. Do we need to make something happen? I guess we could do an inspection. In Knin. Oh, we don't even need someone there. Like 1% danger. Yeah, no, I still won't take any of them there. Activity options. Funding. I guess I don't have funding options. I have the overseer intent. I guess that works fine for me. I guess that's actually quite a nice thing to do because we did see that control is an issue in Knin. So we'll go there. There he is. And there we are. Oh, look at them. They'll come with me. Theodore, of course. I will need him. Slavic is also here. Good stuff. The wife is also there. As I arrive in Knin, I am brought to the study. A group of servants attend to all my needs and fuss around me for a while, until I ask them to leave. How am I meant to focus on my task at hand if they keep running around the room? With them out of the way, I can finally start working on my plans, which is to improve popular opinion. That would actually be quite good. Or improve the bureaucracy. I guess that would be good. Improve popular opinion. We don't want any revolts. No, no, no. Oh. Well, I hope that we're going to be successful with this. It doesn't seem that way. Ah! Look at Slavic giving us 2%. As I travel through the mountains around Knin, yeah, that's realistic, I reflect on an all-too-common problem. As soon as we leave the city, we find ourselves stuck in muddy ditches and following paths that do not go anywhere. These old roads are barely of any use, if any use at all. Unless I look into setting aside men to start working on repairs, it will likely start affecting local citizens and foreign traders, if it hasn't already. Yeah. Again, he could be pragmatic about this and say the garrison takes care of it. Something just fell down. But I guess we don't want the control decline. That's not something we want. And we don't want to levy the citizens. No, that's popular opinion. It's not, no. I guess we have to pay for it then. There you go. Sounds like something he would have done anyway. No, not decrease. Damn it. As part of my efforts to improve our standing with the people of Knin, I have set aside the day to travel through the city and meet with the locals. Though they have some reservations at first, we see a larger group of locals who want to come over to tell us about their problems. If I have the opportunity, I will talk about... Yeah, I don't think I need to talk about that, right? Martial challenge. Improved levy. No. That's what I would do. What a great impression I have. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Oh, while we are here in Knin, our son is born. Mutimir. Is that a good name? Mutimir? Is there other names? Tisemir. Alexander. That would be a name that would come with expectations, right? Josip. Yeah, little Josip here is our son. Popular voters? Oh. While traveling through the streets of Knin, my entourage and I suddenly come across a fire tearing through one of the city's oldest districts. Many are standing around wide-eyed in shock or crying quietly by one body or another strewn across the pavement. A dozen or so soldiers are desperately trying to end the fire before it can blaze through the rest of the city and leave nothing but ashes in its wake. I could be the hero, which I don't want to be. Oh, Jesus Christ. 150 gold. Oh. I think I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done this inspection at all. I just... Oh. Yeah, I mean, I don't have... Oh, that's building construction cost minus 50% for 10 years. If I were to build stuff, let's say I build something for 100 gold and I do that 3 times, then that kind of equaled each other. That makes sense, right? I'm not sure if I'm going to build that much. I think you have to swallow that one here. It's a fire. Yeah. Oh, lost the small. Okay. I guess you learn from that. Don't do inspections. They make things worse. Jesus Christ. Oh, we have seen a significant rise in popularity among the locals in Knin, even though we had the fire. To the point that some apparently use "be like Pravanik" as an idiom. It was only a matter of time before they learned to appreciate their betters. Hopefully they will remember this the next time some pointless little issue comes up. I don't know why he would be so flippant about it. It's like, yeah, we did what we wanted to do. There you go. Popular opinion plus 50. That's great. General opinion plus 5. Levy size. Okay. Well, that's good. That is good. At least we could do that, so we won't have any kind of stupid uproar here. There we go. Still need to gain control. Right, the air is not next in line. We have to make sure. Oh, there we go. I think go inside again. Oh, there is a new name among the magnates of the Kralj of Croatia, the Trpimirović, family. Why are this? They need more vowels. Has gained the right to be considered part of the nobility through corruption, intrigue, or actual birth? That I can't say. It doesn't matter. I'm sure they won't amount to more than a grain of sand ready to be swept away by the turbulent winds of history and the inexorable advance of house usage. Okay. Provincials. That is the kingly family. That's still not showing here. Oh, but that means they have an estate. I see. That does make sense. Now they have an estate. Alright. Okay. That is something we would want to work towards as well. Having an estate. I mean, right now, yeah, I guess we would end up landless, right? That's not gonna happen, though. Okay, what do we do here? Quarries. I mean, we do not expect, I guess, to be attacked in Knin. All right, yeah, okay, there she is, and now they can have their little marriage. There we go. But I should rebuild, right? That is 83. I do have the gold. I mean, that's the basics, right? To have some form of defense. So let's go ahead. Rebuild. So what did that cost us in the end? The whole inspection thing. Jesus Christ. There was 100 gold there. And we paid for the new road. What was that? 50? We paid for the whole inspection in general. So that's like 200 gold for a plus 50 modifier in popular opinion. So worth it. Oh, sarcasm. Alright. So there we are. At least we did something, right? So there we go. Can we do anything with our Kralj? Request a court position. Ask for council position. Court position is... No, that's just... We would need to have a hook for that. Okay. Oh yeah, I can make love to the wife. There we go. Now she's respectful. She greets me courteously with a ringing voice. while a wave of sudden strong desire rushes through me. Okay. Do we need any of these people here? She is only poor in that. And I guess if she had the trade, she would actually be average. So maybe that's what we're going with. Yeah, that's the best option here, right? The improved skills option. So she's going to get the novice physician trait at some point. She's also going to get some learning, so she might even get up as high as good at some point. Do I want to take 10 gold from Slavic? Look at him. I guess I could, because he went along with me to Knin, and I know that he took a lot of gold from that. So, he can give some of that back, at least. I guess we're still losing control here, right? Minus 0.14. Oh, there we go. Look at her. There we go. See, that's what I was hoping for. Yeah, and now she's average. Good stuff. Could go a little further. Maybe we can get her up to good level. Slavic is still our tutor. He's also the bishop. That does make sense. Oh, he has a dangerous fever, by the way. There we go. Until... Oh, yeah, okay. That's only short term. Right, yeah, okay, we need a wet nurse, of course. There we go. Dragoslava can do that. And what do we want, actually, from our children? Encourage competition. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Promote friendship. Or instill virtue. I think at this point, none of these options are very good. I guess promote friendship, then. That does sound nice. Have people like each other. I don't need any, like, rowdies or bullies at my court. When it comes to children, anyway. I have other children, by the way, apart from my own. Yes! I have Borko. Borko Dragoslavic. There we go. That's see? Lovro here, our former bishop. He's very happy. As you do see, he didn't want to be bishop. He's like, I don't want that. And now Slavic is here, and he is somewhat happy in that position too, is he? Oh, we are at 10, and it's a 61. Okay, I guess I'll do it because that would take ages. There we go. All the effort put into my campaign of self-promotion has paid off. My standing among my peers has improved. New supporters are flocking to my candidacies, and my goal is closer to reach than ever. Excellent. Does that mean something to me? Oh, I am the heir to Bribia and Knin. I wouldn't say no. Oh, be great, actually. Yeah, see, I'm not going to revoke that. That won't be cheesing. And he's my friend now anyway, right? That's not a one-way street, even though he is a bit pragmatic about these things, a bit cynical. But, yeah. Being a friend in that case means that he has taken a liking to Nicofor here. What's that? Highly esteemed, yeah, that he is. Does have a daughter now, bit sickly. Got him. Possessed man from Bribia. I guess they're fine. I guess we just take it the way it is. Oh, I do get minus prestige now. I guess also because I don't really have anyone better here to be Chancellor. Or maybe we don't do that after all then. So, there we go. Oh yeah, by the way, we can have... what is... No. Slavonic is our language, right? Latin. Oh, Lovro speaks that. But, yeah. Oh, South Slavic. What's the difference here between South Slavic and Slavonic? I don't understand. Why does he know all these languages? That's my native language. I'm not sure. I guess we could just have people try and learn that. Aha! The Knights Templar have been established in Rieneck by Kaiser Heinrich IV. Totally historical. Of course, we know that the Knights Templar are famously located in the middle of Germany. Alright. I can promote myself again. When it comes to provinces, did that have an effect on me? Oh yes, it did. Alright. Maybe I can promote myself even further. We have accusations of witchcraft, blood-stained cloth, crow's feathers, strange-smelling concoctions. This is the evidence presented to me by a group of villagers from Knin as proof that Clarika has been practicing witchcraft in her hut on the outskirts of their village. The villagers claim her evil works must be the cause of their poor harvest and are calling for her execution. Oh, that's a dilemma. That's a real dilemma for him. Because... on the one hand, I think he himself, that's where his cynicism comes in again, and then also his forgiving nature. He would not like to have her killed just for these kind of suspicions. The problem is, you see, upset peasants. I don't want to upset the peasants. That is not what I want. Although maybe that kind of equals itself out because there's actually... And I think the inspection focus here, that will last longer. That was like 15 years or so, wasn't it? Yeah, I guess he's like... Because, yeah, that would really go against his beliefs. There we go. 100 stress because we are just forgiving and cynical. So that really goes against everything that we believe. And yeah, do I want to have her at my court? I mean, maybe that would be too much. Maybe that would be seen then as some kind of I mean, really not taking them seriously. So in that case, we would just go, yeah, okay, release her. That gives me a perk. I guess that's the one we take, right? Vassal tax contribution plus 10. There we are. I am in line to inherit titles. There we go. Third in line for the Kralj of Croatia. I don't really want that. I would like to have a Banovina. That would be what I want to have. Dalmatia. I don't want to be the king. That's can't do that. I don't know why it always shows that in other games that don't it like goes away if you can't do it. So I don't know. I have another daughter, Franica. Franika's alright. There we go. Look at them. Maria here also already shows signs of being very intelligent at age 2. Hope Josip is going to inherit that as well. Oh no, all babies cry, but with little Franica there is no end to the tears. I desperately want the midwife to ease my worries, but her furrowed brow makes everything worse. Your daughter is not gaining weight as she should. We will take good care of her, my lord, but in the end her life is in God's hands. Hush now, little child. There were some health options in the rules. I think that's from more game rules or something like that, from the mod. And I did put the health thing to more severe. Yeah, just because I'm going to have a lot of children at the court due to this little mod thing that I've created, right? So I have more people at my court will produce children more regularly. So they should also die more regularly, I think. Kind of balancing things. Because I did have that with my career game with the Kingdom of Ballet. I had about like 70 courtiers in the end. Or like 80. That was a bit much. Oh, what's that? Ah, yeah, promoted. That is acclamation of honor. Okay. Can I actually ask him directly and say, please give me... yeah, ask for governorship. I am landed, okay. Demand, send... No. Apparently not. Alright. Why are they not marrying, by the way? I guess because he already has a son. Oh, he is here now. Oh, wow, okay. The Subic family here is gaining lands. Alright. How's he doing? Better. Also not marrying. Why are they not marrying? He isn't, but then he has children. Bit of a concern. The unmarried women at my court. Why are they said to leave when their husbands are doing things, or she's the wet nurse? She would not leave. She's the personal physician. Why would she leave? Borko. Why Borko? Why? Tell me. But he is just a child. He cannot tell. Our Kraljestvo pandemonium. Those useless ministers refuse. What? I splutter. What will they not do for our liege? Andrian, an envoy, stutters. The chivalrous and enduring Kralj Casimir IV, with mind to the health of his Kraljestvo, mandates all labourers, all servants to be taxed. I can't listen no more. Such a basic bequest. Need the Kralj plead with his officials to do anything but stomp on the fruits of the realm? Croatia is infested with half-wits. Okay. No. I think, yeah, I think that would be the best choice, right? If we're not ignoring the troubles, that would also be something that we don't want to do. No, we are trying to make it better. Yeah, there we go. 30 influence. Isn't that the like step music? Yeah, that's the yong yong. Yeah, that thing you put in your mouth. Maybe that's a cultural thing because like Dalmatian culture does not have like a representation in the music, so just take different music. Randomly, what's happening here, by the way? A peasant revolt. He's doing nothing with his like 4 guys. Yeah, that's not good. As we do see, the administrative government of Croatia is not doing its best to its people. There's even more people revolting. Oh no, that's not now, Randolph. That's fine. That's with Duke Ulrich of Istria. Not us. I guess what we could do at some point is try to merge these cultures. Right? Why can't I? You cannot form with a culture that yours is derived. Oh! Croatian is actually derived from both. Formed from Dalmatian and South Slavic around the year 800. I see. The game is handling it that way, so I'm being anachronistic in terms of the game. But it is the right choice. Like these lands here at the coast, they would have been very much Latin. And then would have Croatian overlords. What's that? Mercs aren't cheap. Mercenary hire cost plus 400%. No, thank you very much. Oh, it only get mercs. We don't have that problem that they have. Because we actually cared for... Oh! It's a choleric county. That's another diamond store. A choleric county and they don't like us. Okay, is viewed with suspicion or discontent. The personality clashes with the expectations and temperament of the population, leading to unease. Anything I can do against that? I can do a pilgrimage. Bye! I can't do an inspection in the province that I'm already in. Yeah, that makes sense. I think when you do a hunt, you get... Well, you definitely get the option to have less popular opinion. That's... but you also get the option to raise it, I think. Theodore and Durda practically vibrate with energy as they hurry before me. Your Grace, the court has fallen into a dreary slumber, exclaims Theodore. We must awaken it with purpose. They want to lead an expedition to map the treacherous unclaimed hills, a wild and dangerous land few have dared to chart. They're utterly convinced they will find ancient ruins, rich veins of ore, or perhaps even a legendary beast for me to slay. Please don't do the latter one. I'm not that much of a beast slayer. Alright. Okay, motivated court. Yeah, alright. Minus red, that's fine. That's not that much gold. So, yeah, I'll take it. You can do it. Makes sense too. That would be kind of probably this area around here that we see is, there's no holding yet. It's also mountainous. Sorry, that's what they're charting now. That's what they are charting. Let's see what's going to happen when they are successful. I guess it's just like control, less control then, right? It's not that bad. It's not going to be thrown out. At least I think so. Ping! Ah, that's not all. They have to go for the city as well. Alright. Oh no, there's emotes. Ah, they have to go here. So they now will run over him. Be like, hello! Ah, Radislav. What's a Serb doing in Croatia anyway? $150 prestige. Yeah, I guess the... Oh no, that's a Slovene guy, okay. But he should be... No, he's Croatian as well. Ah, Cristiani! So that's the main issue here. It's not a cultural thing, it's a religious thing. The local Cristiani are revolting. That's something to anticipate for us. Convert faith. But I don't think we need that terribly. There we go. That's a real minority. And here as well, I think. Yeah. Now the problem is still that kind of cultural difference here. Maybe we do send Theodore to Knin just to promote the Croatian culture. Oh, I can petition the Kralj. I want gold. Give me gold. He has only 34. Ah, not that greedy. And what would I use the gold for anyway? Can I build stuff? I think we're already nicely set here. What will be the other thing that we build? Uh-oh, there we go. That's what I was afraid of. Yeah. That means they're also very strong. In 50 months. That's some time at least. But what I would... Royal aspirations. Again. Renounced aspirations for the throne. I think I would select that one actually. No, don't need to be reminded of it. Because, like I said, like that's not his thing. And he shouldn't, in a roleplay perspective, even want that. That's the Trpimirović. They are the kings. I renounce personal ambition. I renounce house ambition. Yeah. There we go. I hope that just concerns the throne. I hope that still means we could have a bun. No, it doesn't. Well, in that case, it's still better for me because, yeah, shouldn't go for the king's seat. Maybe he will just give it to us. Right, okay, so I'm still wondering how I could resolve the situation when it comes to popular opinion. Oh, that's at least a plus 10. Yeah. Let's see. Let's have a hunt. Oh, I'm not employing a master of the hunt. Should I have that? Who could do that possibly? Theodore, I guess he can have another task. I guess he's good enough to do that. Well, let's have him track dangerous game before we do anything and see if we can slay a beast. Because that, I think, that will be good. People would like us if we get rid of beasts in the area. I think I have to push that very high now in order to get rid of the peasant rabble here. Brrr. I mean, I do have some time, of course. But that's... Poor Pramanik. That's going to be his first test. What's he doing? Oh, I gained attentive care. Look at her. Good wife. Uh-huh. Alright, I guess that's his friend. Mm-hmm. And now they're going to Knin. Probably to beg me and to help them. Like, sorry guys. I have about like these 140 dudes here. barely have some equipment for them. I'm very terribly sorry. Can't help you. Can I make love to my wife? I can. There we go. She's still respectful, and I'm still amorous. Oh, by the way, does that also mean that not even our son could inherit, not inherit, but be appointed to the Dao or anything? Maybe I should do that differently. Ah. Allowed to compete for the throne. Again, that's Right, okay, so he's still there. But I guess he's lost some control. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, some. He lost some control. I see. Well, I guess we'll have to see when he grows up. Oh, Josip. Who's that? Master Longibardopoulos. Good for him. Oh, there's a plague. There. Oh, I guess nah, that's fine. Good old Yabgu Tatus flu. Okay. Blame it on the Yabgu, as they always do. My steward, Theodore, is proposing a quest that he claims would benefit the county. He's always doing something, right? He thinks I should travel with my retinue to chart the territories of Knin Benedict. I would get to know my realm better, and Theodore believes I would earn a deeper understanding of my spy master. Alright. Maybe I could also gain some popular opinion. That way. Maybe. As we pass into Knin Benedict's lands, we are met by a knight and his entourage. Knin Benedict bids you welcome, my count. You are more than welcome to stay in these lands for as long as you require. I hope to learn much, I say. I mean, that's here. That's Knin Benedict's lands. Over there. Benedict's lands are crisscrossed with streams and rivers, makeshift bridges and fords making for most passageways. Surely these gentle waters could be more useful than this. That's a cartographer. These mud banks were raked. It might make for tillable soil. A cartographer, that's intrigue. That's stewardship. Yes. I think this pragmatic sense would say, yeah, okay, we could use that to have more people here that we can give. Oh, she has gone back to poor. Why is that? Because she's blind. Damn it. Yeah. Okay, having a blind physician is not the ideal thing. It's like you have to go with your knife and stuff. It's like, uh-oh. It looked like such a quiet road, but that is what makes it so good for an ambush, is it not? The bandits came rushing forth from behind a hill, arrows and orders suddenly filling the air. Leave no criminal alive. Stop! We'll pay for a safe passage, please. He's not that craven, and if we have a fighting chance, then yeah. Oh, look at her. Even while being blind, she was still able to treat me. Isn't that great? Weeks on the road can make any man tired. It is, therefore, a blessing when we finally come across an inn that seems like it might house luxuries such as a real bed. It might even have housing for animals larger than rats. Oh, larger than rats. Yeah. I don't think I need that kind of thing. Now, you'll be honored. Did well. Anyways. Hills and valleys, plains and lakes, highways and forest paths. I have seen it all in Benedict's realm, and my cartographers have been eagerly making notes and cold sketches of every new sight. I have a new appreciation for the nuances of my realm. Who knew things would be so different from Zadar? Oh. Oh, that's actually good. That is good, because his realm is inside of Knin. and they still have the trouble here. Yeah. Right. Hey, did something useful. Woohoo. Okay, so how do we get popular opinion? I know that if we had gone down that path here, then we know we have popular figurehead here. That would have been good, obviously, but I don't think we will get there in time. It's gonna take like 20 years or so to get there. So I guess we will have a major revolt on our hands when we return next time. So until then, cheers, bye-bye.